Hey, good morning, friends. Happy Wednesday. Just getting set up. We've got a few seconds before we start. Always dropping the camera here. All right. We'll get started in just a moment. We missed last week's power yoga. I had a rib out and I was getting an adjustment, so I just wanted to take it a little bit easy so I didn't hurt myself a little bit more. So as I always tell you in class, listen to your body, do what you need to do. So I listened to my body and I took a nice little rest for me. So good morning, friends. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to Power Yoga. My name is Nikki. For my regulars, I know you're as happy as me to see that I got my hair done. Yesterday I was able to get my hair recolored. It's been over 3 months. Super excited for it. I highly recommend Paul Mitchell, guys. Paul Mitchell School in Central West End. Just giving them a little plug because I've been going there for years. Very professional, follow CDC guidelines. Everyone there is fantastic. Appointments do take a little bit longer than normal because you have students working on you, but you do have learning leaders that walk around and help you out and help them out, make sure things are being done correctly. And they are just fabulous there, and you're also helping people learn and grow in their career or their future careers. So happy Wednesday, guys. Like I said, please, this is power yoga, so it is a little bit more, a little faster and a little bit more than my regular yoga classes. But please listen to your body. If you want to take it slower, go ahead. If you want to take certain poses out, go ahead. If you want to grab blocks, a strap, modify, go ahead. I didn't put together a regular playlist, but you're always welcome to use my playlist on Fit Nikki 2 on Spotify, FITNIKKI number 2. And we are going to get started today in a nice tall seat. So you can cross your legs, you can have them long. It's whatever you'd like. Just want to soften your gaze or close your eyes. 3 rounds of breath here. Each exhale, start to soften your muscles. Relax your jaw, your tongue, your throat, your shoulders. Good. You can keep your gaze closed or eyes soft. On your next inhale, you're going to reach up to the sky. Exhale, lean it over to the right side. Let your hand float down. Reach with that left hand, push into your left hip. Take a couple breaths here, really stretching this out. You can keep your hand here. You can reach it farther for a deeper stretch. You can put a block under it for less intensity today. You're going to take one more inhale. One more exhale. Come up through center, over to the other side, reaching here. And guys, I'm going to give a nice little plug. I have a special class I did Sunday called Back to Basics, breaking down poses, working on alignment to build a strong foundation for your practice and your physical everyday life. Let's come on back through center. Take it over to the right. And as you exhale, you're going to sweep that left hand towards your right wrist, taking a little bit of a twist. Inhale, come on back up. We're going to do that a couple times. So my Back to Basics class is donation based. If you can make a donation, please make one. It goes towards the Collective, which is a St. Louis based nonprofit bringing yoga and wellness and mindfulness to Black communities in the area. Come on back up and switch sides. Facebook will not let me do a fundraiser for them for some reason, and they won't give me a reason why. So you can make your donations directly to them. It's the Collective STL. Or you can make them to my PayPal or Venmo, and I will donate those to them. And I put that information out there again as a little reminder. But the class is on my Facebook page, and let's come on back up. I've received some good feedback on it, so I'm going to do another Back to Basics class probably next week. Let's take a big inhale in and lift your chest. Nice exhale, curl it in, chin to chest. So nice seated cat-cow. So I'll put that out there as well. And if there are any poses that you would like broken down, or maybe some help with alignment, please let me know. I am happy to either work one-on-one with you or to include it in my class. If it's a more difficult pose, like an arm balance or something, I'd rather do that one-on-one with you. Take a big breath in. And come on back to center. We're going to find our way into tabletop. So roll through or swing your legs around. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Take your spine long. Plant the tops of your feet. Make your belly start to work here. So engage those abdominal muscles to lengthen everything out. And then from here, you're going to shift your weight to your right hand and your left leg. Reach your left arm, right leg out. And come on back in and switch. Inhale to lengthen everything out. Exhale to center. And if you'd like a little extra support, that foot can come down to the ground, your big toe, and come on back in. Inhale to lengthen. And back in. Let's go one more time each side. And one more here. Good, now we're gonna switch it up. You're gonna reach it out and you're gonna bend your elbow and your knee out to the side. Lengthen and come on back in. Reach it out, elbow and knee bend. Reach it out, come on back in. We're gonna do 2 more of those. Excuse me. And guys, I'm sure you love seeing my beautiful covering of the TV and such here. But I am getting a green screen so we can switch things up a bit, because I'm sure over the last 3 months you've gotten a little tired of seeing the same background here. So reach it out. We're going to bend that elbow, and you're just going to pause here. So a couple options. You can put your hand down, draw some circles with your knee if that feels good on your hip, or just pause right here and then reach it out and come on back in and switch sides. Reach it out, bend the elbow and the knee, pause here, or maybe put that hand down. Draw some circles with that knee. Reach it out again, back into tabletop. Let's bring our elbows down to the ground. Tuck the toes, press into your fingertips and your knuckles. Tuck your toes, press your hips up and back. Pressing your elbows into the mat, like you're pushing yourself away from the mat. Push your elbows towards the front of the mat. Shoulder blades slide up your back, relax your neck and your jaw. Knees can stay bent. And then let those knees come on down. Find your way into your down dog. So I bring my hands pretty much right under my shoulders. Yours might need to come forward a bit. Tuck your toes, hips come up and back. And then take a few breaths here to move your body, get some movement in those legs. Whatever feels good here for you, go ahead and take that. And guys, my hair, I got it trimmed, but I'm still growing it out. So I do have a handy little hairband because I'm still getting used to having kind of long hair. And I'm not sure what to do with it sometimes. So let's go ahead and stillness to our dog. Look up towards your hands. Step your feet forward a little wider than your hips. Let your head hang heavy for a full breath. And then press through the soles of your feet and roll it up nice and slow. Head is the last thing up. Shrug the shoulders back a few times. Open up the chest. palms are open, heels come under your hips. Engage those lower abs to bring the tailbone in line with the spine. Sometimes we forget about these and this tailbone right here. Take a big breath in, reach it up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale to reach for the sky. Soften your knees, fold forward. Step your right foot back. Turn in your right heel, open up into warrior two. So take a pause here to find this shape. Rooting down into the outer edge of the right foot. Maybe pulling back a little on that right hip. Left knee in line with your toes. All 10 fingers are strong. So your whole body is still working here. Your fingers are working, your arms are working. Shoulder blades are engaged. Gaze is over the left hand. Inhale, reach it up, straighten the left leg. Exhale, open up back to warrior two a little bit deeper. One more time, reach it up. A warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your left foot. Step that foot back to down dog. Shift forward into your plank, toes or knees. Hug your elbows lower to your belly. Shrug your shoulders back and lift your heart. Press back to down dog. Right foot steps forward into a nice lunge. Left foot steps up to meet it. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to reach it up. Exhale, fold forward. Left foot steps back, turn in your heel. Open up warrior two. Inhale, take a pause here, find that shape. Shoulders shrug back. Inhale, reach for the sky. Lengthen the right leg. Exhale, warrior two, maybe a little bit deeper in that leg. Let's go one more time, reach it up. Open up warrior two, really press into the outer edge of the left leg. Cartwheel your hands down to frame the right foot, step back to down dog. Shift into your plank, toes or knees. Hug the elbows in, lower down. Shoulders shrug back and lift your heart. Press back to down dog. Left foot steps forward to lunge. Right foot steps up to meet it. Rise up. Hands to heart. We're going to add a little bit more. Inhale to reach. Exhale to fold. Right foot steps back, turn in the heel. Rise up, warrior two. Reach for the sky. Exhale, hands to heart, bend that front knee. Inhale to reach. Open up, warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your foot. Step your left foot to down dog. Shift into plank, hug the elbows and lower down. Shoulders shrug back and lift your heart. And press back to down dog. Right foot steps forward into your lunge. Rise up into a high lunge here. Take a moment here. Knee in line with your toes, hips are square. You're going to bend your left knee, bend your elbows out into cactus. Straighten the left knee, keep the right knee bent. Let's do that one more time. Cactus arms, bend the back knee. Straighten the back knee, front knee stays bent. Fold forward, plant your hands. Step your left foot up to meet right. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to reach up. And fold. Left foot steps back, turn in your heel. Rise up, warrior two. Reach for the sky and exhale, hands to heart. Inhale to reach up. Open up, warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame the right foot. Step back to down dog. Shift into plank. Hug your elbows to lower down. Shrug your shoulders. Lengthen through the crown of the head as you lift your heart. And press back to down dog. And left foot steps forward. Rise up into a high lunge. Pause here. Square up the hips and relax the shoulders. Exhale. Cactus arms, bending that back knee. Inhale, straighten the back leg. One more time, cactus arms. Come on back up, fold forward, plant your hands, left or right foot steps up to meet left. Rise up, hands to heart. Good, inhale to reach. Exhale to fold. Right foot steps back. Turn in your heel, warrior two. Reach for the sky, hands to heart. Inhale to reach, warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your foot. Step back to down dog, shift into plank, and lower down. Shrug your shoulders back, lengthen through the crown of the head. Press back to down dog. Right foot steps forward, rise into your lunge. We're going to switch it up. Hands to heart as you bend that back knee. And straighten the back leg, reach up. One more time, hands to heart. And up. Fold forward, plant your hands, shift your weight into the right leg. Float your left leg, standing split, doesn't have to come high. We have two Shiva squats, so bend your back, bend both knees. Bring the right behind the left. Reach it up, one more time. Then bend to that right knee, or left knee, set your foot down to the right. Rise up, hands to heart. Inhale to reach. Fold it forward. Left leg steps back, turn in the heel, warrior two. Reach for the sky, hands to heart, root down into the feet. Rise up, warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your foot, step to down dog, shift into plank, lower down, lift your heart. Press back to down dog. Left foot steps forward, rise into your high lunge. Exhale, hands to heart, bend the right knee, lengthen the right leg and reach. One more time. So that left knee stays nice and bent here. Fold forward, plant your hand, shift your weight into the left foot, float your right leg. Both knees bend, Shiva squat, and lengthen. One more time. And lengthen, bend that knee, set your foot down, rise up. Hands to heart, this time we're going to take it to our chair pose. So let's take a couple breaths here in chair. So shoulders shrug back, nice long spine. Tailbone up through the spine, through the back of the head. Core is engaged, knees straight ahead. Next inhale, reach up for the sky. Exhale to fold. Right foot steps back, turn in the heel, warrior two. Reach for the sky, hands to heart. Press into the feet. Rise up, warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your foot, down dog. Shift into plank and lower down. Inhale to lift your heart, pressing into the tops of the toes. Press back to down dog. Right foot steps forward, rise into your high lunge. Bend the back knee, hands to heart. Inhale to reach it up, one more time, hands to heart. Inhale to reach it up, fold forward, plant your hands, shift your weight and float the left leg. Two Shiva squats. One more here. Bend that knee, set your foot down, rise up. Bring it down to your chair. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, fold forward. And left foot steps back. Turn in your heel, warrior two. Reach up for the sky and hands to heart. Inhale to reach, warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your foot, down dog. Shift into your plank. Hug your elbows to lower down. Shoulders shrug back and lift your heart. Press back to down dog. Left foot steps forward, rise into a high lunge. Bend the back knee, hands to heart. Inhale, straighten that leg. One more time. Back knee, hands to heart. Straighten it up, fold forward, plant your hands, shift your weight and float the right leg. Two Shiva squats. One more here. And bend that knee, set your foot down, rise it up. Sit back to chair. We got a little more to add on. Inhale to rise, exhale to fold. Right foot steps back, turn on your heel, warrior two, reach for the sky. Hands to heart, root down into the outer edge of that right foot. Reach it up, warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to front your foot, step back to down dog. We're gonna mix it up here. Right leg lifts up, and then bring your knee to your elbow, coming into a plank. Let's do that 2 more times. Reach it up, knee to elbow. 1 more time, reach it up, knee to elbow. Reach it up, and set that foot down, down dog. Shift into plank, lower to your belly. Shrug your shoulders back and lift your heart. Press back to down dog. Right foot steps forward into that high lunge. Bend the left knee, hands to heart. Lengthen the left leg, right knee stays bent. 1 more time, hands to heart. Fold forward, plant your hands, shift your weight, float the left leg, 2 Shiva squats. 1 more time. Bend that knee, set your foot down, rise it up. Hands to heart, take it to chair. And reach it up. Fold forward. Left foot steps back to plank, or to lunge, turn in the heel, open up warrior two. I'm just really mixing it up now. Reach it up, hands to heart. Inhale to reach up, warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down to frame your foot, down dog. Float the left leg, knee to elbow, and straighten it out. If you want to bend those elbows a little bit, try and get your thigh onto your upper arm and back. Let's go 1 more time. Reach it back, set that foot down, shift into plank. Hug the elbows in, lower down. Shoulders shrug back and lift your heart. Press back to down dog. Left foot steps forward, rise into a high lunge. Hands to heart, bending the right knee. Left knee stays bent, straighten the right. 1 more here. And straighten it up, fold it forward. Shift your weight, float the right leg, Shiva squat. 1 more time. Lengthen that leg out. Bend your knees, set that foot down, rise it up. Woo, hands to heart. Nice job, guys. Take a drink. So I didn't tell you at the beginning, but we're gonna work a little bit on an arm balance. And it's your choice how far you want to take this. So we're going to work on flying splits or flying lizard. It can be intense on the hamstrings. So we're going to start by grabbing our blocks. At least for me, it's intense on the hamstrings. If you have blocks or any kind of props you have, so you're going to fold forward and plant your hands, step back, step your right foot outside of the block. Your left foot comes back into a lunge. I couldn't remember my sides. Take your blocks underneath your shoulders, and we're just going to start here. So we're coming into a nice lunge here. Wrists are under shoulders. You're going to hug those elbows in. So the inside of the elbow faces forward. Your knee is in line with your toe, and your spine is long. So arm balances are can be very difficult. They take a lot of upper body strength, a lot of core strength. So please be gentle with yourself. Work with where you are at today. We're just going to hold for another breath here. Then you're going to lower that back knee. And you can move those props over to the side. Hands come under your shoulders. And then float that back leg again. And this time you want to pulse it a little bit. So go ahead and bend the knee and lengthen it out. And do that a few times. As you lengthen it out, really think of lifting through the back of the knee. Lifting through the heel. Let's go one more time. And lower that down. Nice. Step back into tabletop and let's switch sides, and you're going to grab those blocks, take them underneath your shoulders. Left foot comes outside of the block. Right foot comes behind you. Pause here in this lunge. So knee can be down or you can float it up. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Think of pushing into your knuckles and your fingertips. Hugging the elbows in so the inside of the elbows face forward a bit, and your knee and your ankle are in line with each other. And you're going to take about one more breath here. Good. Lower the back knee if it's lifted. You can set those blocks to the side. Hands come under your shoulders. Float that back leg, and here's where we're going to just pulse it a bit here. You're just going to bend and straighten and just getting a little more movement in the leg here. You've got one more here. Step back to that tabletop. Good. So from here, we're going to lengthen out the hamstring a little bit more before we attempt our flying lizard or flying splits. So you can grab the blocks if you want. Take your right foot inside of your right hand, maybe to those blocks. And we're just going to do a little flow that I like to do. So bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Press into the left hip. And then as you exhale, lengthen the right leg, flexing the foot. Inhale, come back into that lunge, pushing forward into the left hip. Let's do that just a couple more times. Really stretching out the hip flexor, the hamstrings, the glutes. And let's go one more time. Good. Set the blocks to the side, step back to tabletop, and let's try the other side. Left foot comes forward, hands under shoulders, push into that right hip flexor. And then lengthen out the left leg, flex the feet. Feel free to take your hands a little forward. Come into that lunge again. And lengthen the leg. Let's do that 2 more times. We've got one more here. Come on back to your lunge, set your props to the side, step back to tabletop. So we're going to find our way into down dog. And we're going to start from our down dog. So lift your right leg, bend your knee, take that knee to your elbow or your upper arm, straighten it out, and then set that foot outside of your right hand and start by lowering your left knee. So from here is where it starts to get a little tricky. You want to start to walk your right hand behind your left foot and try and bring your shoulder, your arm underneath that right leg. Okay, so this might be where you're at, and you'll walk both hands back. Spread your fingers, root down into your fingertips and your knuckles. So this might be where you are at today, and that's totally okay. This can be very intense. You want to hug those elbows in. So feel free to stay here for a couple breaths. See what this feels like for you. If you'd like to take it a little bit further, you're going to start to put your right thigh on your upper arm. And then start to maybe heel toe that right foot forward a bit. And then start to shift your weight into your fingertips. Maybe float that back leg. Maybe not. So it's very dependent on where your body is. And I'll show you from a couple different angles, and you can keep kind of playing around. You can also take a block under your forehead. Let me take it from this angle to show you. So hugging the elbows in, block under my forehead, and I don't have it at the right spot, but block under your forehead to help with that support. So from this side, I'm scooching that foot forward, hugging my elbows in, shifting my weight, floating that back leg. Woo! Go ahead and take a couple more breaths wherever you're at in that arm balance. It's Kitty Central this morning, guys. And then we're going to work on the other leg real quick, and then we'll cool it down and stretch it out. So arm balances are my jam. I absolutely love doing them. It's upper body strength and core strength. It's always a good challenge. Don't expect your body to do it right away. It takes time to get arm balances. So flying pigeon is one that I love, but it took me about 6 months of working on it almost every day before I could really hold it and lengthen out my back leg and hold that. And then I didn't do it for a while, and I had to build up to it again. So it's building that strength. And go ahead and come out of your flying lizard. Take a child's pose, or push back to down dog and pedal out the legs a little bit here. You have to work at it just like you have to work at inversions or anything else to keep it strong, to keep it steady, to keep your body remembering where you're at. And again, upper body strength, core strength, balance as well. Some days my balance is not jamming, and I can't do arm balances to save my life. Other days I can pop right into them and rock them out. I actually have a little flow, arm balance flow that I do that I'll do a little bit later this week, and I'll post that too. I posted it from the past, and you guys can try that if you're into arm balances as well. So let's take that left foot outside of the right hand, come into that nice little lunge. And here's where you're going to start to take your hands back a bit, spread your fingers, shimmy your shoulder and your upper arm underneath this left leg. So for me, I have a pretty thick leg. I don't always get my shoulder underneath it. It's more my upper arm. But you want to take a moment, press into your knuckles, press into your fingertips, hug the elbows in, shift your weight into your fingertips as you start to shimmy the left foot forward. And again, this might be where you're at. Or maybe you can try and float both legs. Maybe you float that top leg and keep your back leg down. So your leg is, your upper arm makes a shelf and your leg is resting on it. But all of your weight isn't on that, because if it is, you're gonna put too much pressure on your wrists, your hands, and you're really gonna feel it, and your elbow. So think of when you're in that position, think of lifting up through the core, really engaging your core, trying to lift your upper body. Like you have a magnet on your back, and there's a magnet in the ceiling that's kind of pulling you up. So really squeeze these abs, really make them work, and imagine that that work is lifting your body up away from your upper arm, taking some pressure off of it. And maybe you're rocking it out today, and maybe you can hold it for a half breath. Maybe you can't get that leg up today. That is okay. Again, let's see if I can figure out the right placement for this block to show you guys with a block. Let me try it this level, see if that works. don't think I have the right level block. So I also have really short arms. I have kind of T-Rex arms. So my head and my chest are closer to the ground than some people's. Our bodies are different, so your pose is going to look a little bit different than everyone else's. But you want to think of lengthening out the legs as much as you can, engaging that core to lift, try and lift your body up a bit. Wherever you're at, go ahead and take child's pose or down dog here. And then you're still hugging those elbows in. So it's real easy to let the elbows come out a bit, to let your leg rest out here. Hug the elbows in so the inside of the elbow faces forward. That's going to help you strengthen strengthen your upper body. So you're here, and I don't think you can see my back. You're here, and my back's like this. If I pull my elbows in, it starts to engage my upper back. It starts to engage my shoulder blades, which is going to engage my chest, which is going to keep my strength in my upper body so that I can lift my upper body. I can lift my core. So lots of upper body strength, guys. Awesome job. I wish I could see you guys and be there to help you one-on-one. Please let me know if you would like a little inversion workshop. We can do one on Zoom. That way I can put it on my computer and I can watch you guys. And I can, I'm doing this thing like I'm crazy. I can watch you guys and I can give you pointers and stuff as well. So that is a possibility, a little inversion workshop on Zoom. And I'll put out a survey for that as well. I'll put all kinds of surveys out. Let's go ahead and stretch it out and cool it down. So take it into that down dog. And then you're going to lift that right leg. And just like we did before, take that foot outside of your hand. Go ahead and lower your knee. Pause here. Then you're going to heel toe your right foot out once or twice. Take it to an angle, flex your foot. Open up to the outer edge of your foot here. So you can stay here. You can take your hand light to your thigh. You can tuck your toe, float your back knee, come down to your elbow. You just want to keep this foot nice and flexed and open. Maybe glance up towards the ceiling as well. Take a couple breaths here. Guys, I'm working on putting together some park yoga classes where we can socially distance and still see each other and do some yogas together. So if there is a time or an area that works better for you, message me and let me know. I have some free time right now, so I do have time available to do that. And let's go ahead and bring both hands under your shoulders. Heel toe the right foot in, and then you're going to lengthen that leg into the half splits. And if you need to grab your blocks, go ahead. Take a couple breaths here. Also, not to just totally self-promote the whole time, I am available for privates and small groups as well. And I get lazy not putting stuff out there, and I think I'm going to put stuff out there, and then I start to focus on my schoolwork, and I get busy doing schoolwork, and I forget about it. But I'm going to put out there all the things that I have to offer for you guys. And please feel free to reach out with anything that you'd like, maybe something I don't list and that you would like as well. Come on back into that lunge. Let's switch sides. Come back to down dog. Lift that left leg. Set that foot outside of your hand. Pause here. Then heel toe that foot a little wide. Open up to the outer edge of your foot. Foot is flexed. You can stay here. You can bring that hand up. You can come down to your elbow. It's whatever feels good, guys. Take a few breaths here. Also, do not forget, it is St. Louis Yoga Week all week through Sunday. Virtually check out their Facebook, their Twitter, their Instagram, their website. They have a community calendar of free virtual events happening every day. And if you can't make it at that time, they will be on their Facebook and I think YouTube. Tonight they have laughter yoga, so I'm really excited for that one. That one sounds very interesting, and I want to check that one out. Go ahead, come back to your hands, heel toe that foot in. Lengthen your leg into your half splits to take a little breath. I have a little teeny tiny spider friend here. I don't want to smash him, so I'm going to see if I can get him to go away. Good, let's take that leg long. Come on back into your lunge. Step back into your down dog. Take a couple breaths to pedal it out. And then you're going to take that right leg, lift it up. Bend your knee, open your hip, keep your shoulders square. Bring that leg forward for your half pigeon, lower your back knee and lengthen that leg out. Pause here, keeping your heart nice and lifted and spine long. If you want, you can bring it down to elbows or forehead to the ground. If you're on your elbows, a lot of times you like to let your head hang down, but you want to, again, keep your spine long, which includes the neck. So you can put a block under your forehead or just pause right here. Sometimes I like to keep it here. I feel a deeper stretch sometimes right here. One more breath. Bring your hands under your shoulders, tuck your back toe, press back to down dog. Float that left leg. Bend your knee, open your hip, but shoulders stay square. Bring that leg forward, finding half split on this, or half pigeon on this side. Shoulders and hips square, and again, you can stay right here, lifting up through the heart. Maybe bring it to the elbows with the neck long, or forehead comes down to the ground. Feel free to put a block under your hip if that feels good. Take a couple breaths here. And then you're going to take your hands under your shoulders. Tuck your back toe, press back to down dog. Maybe pedal it out or move your hips a little side to side. Lift to the balls of your feet, lower your knees, swing your legs around. You want to make sure you're midway on the mat. Knees bent, bring your heels in and roll down. Lift your hips, slide a block or a blanket or a pillow underneath your hips, lift your shoulders, shrug them back and settle in. So feel free to stay here. Whew. Supported bridge is a great place. This block or this prop, putting a little pressure on your low back to release some stress and tension. Maybe take a waterfall. This is always nice. Or legs long. I like this one. I really feel it stretch my hip flexors here. So take about 3 or 4 rounds of breath. I'm very lucky I have this fantastic dark mat because my hair, if you've ever had your hair colored, it always bleeds a little bit when you first get it done. So luckily I won't be getting blue on my mat. Let's take one more breath here. And I know we're almost right at time, so we'll probably go a couple minutes over today. Bend your knees, plant your feet, gently lift your hips, slide that block out. Let your hips come down. Bring your knees in towards your belly, keep your low back on the mat, and take your arms nice and wide. Let your legs fall over to the right side. So if this is uncomfortable, especially on your left hip or knee, put a block between your knees or a blanket or pillow or underneath your right knee. Maybe glance over your left shoulder and take a couple breaths in this twist. Guys, I appreciate you every time joining me for yoga. I can't wait till I can see you guys' faces again and feel your energy as we practice. Let's come on back up to center. Let the legs fall to the left. Maybe glance over your right shoulder. Again, a block between the knees or underneath your legs is nice support here. And also, you can catch me on, my schedule is out on my website, and you can catch me on the next 2 Saturdays. I'll be via Zoom for Yoga Buzz and Big River Running, finishing up my Yoga for Runners series. It's 8:30. It is free, but if you can donate to Yoga Buzz, we greatly appreciate it. You just have to sign up at Eventbrite to get the Zoom meeting ID so you can log in and sign into that. And I'll be broadcasting live from Big River, so you'll get to see the fantastic store. If you've never been to the De Pere store, it's beautiful. Come on back up through center, hug those knees in, take an inhale. Take an exhale. Good. Take your legs long or knees bent, wherever you want to be in your Shavasana. Before you fully settle in, guys, I'm just going to talk for another moment. I know I talk your ear off all the time. Before you settle in, I want you to take as long as you need for Shavasana. So in just a moment, if you want to turn the video off so it doesn't flip to another video and interrupt your Shavasana, please feel free to reach out to me if you ever have any questions, comments, anything like that. Feedback, I love feedback. Just please be a little bit nice about it, a little polite. You can message me, you can post it right on here, whatever works for you. I will be going live around noon on Instagram and Facebook talking about different ways to help you breathe a little bit better with your face masks on. But I'm also available not just for yoga, but for nutrition, herbal remedies, and all natural things as well. Friends, please take care of yourself. Take this Shavasana to focus on you, to take a little slice of time for you, to focus on your breath and your body in the present moment. From my heart to yours, peace, love, kindness, and good health. I love you guys. I miss you guys. I can't wait to see you face to face. Have a wonderful day.